Let's close it out with some tight ends. David Njoku and Pat Freiermuth, they make your start list.
Njoku's been great. Outside of one game, in the last 2 months, he's been phenomenal. Had a huge game last week, and now you got a matchup against the Texans, who've given up the 6th most points to tight ends and the 73.7% catch rate. That's really good. Njoku, well, Joe Flacco has really resurrected him to becoming a really top-end tight end. And Pat Freiermuth, I mean, let's be honest with you. This guy's been Scrooge for the past few weeks. But the last time he played this week's opponent, the Bengals, he had over 20 fantasy points. The Bengals have given up the 2nd most points to tight ends. If you're desperate at the position, Pat Freiermuth is worth a look with Mason Rudolph under center. And I think that Mike Tomlin went to Rudolph this week because it's Christmas.
Just for the Christmas theme, yeah. I'm sure Mike is Coach Tomlin's banking on that for sure. All right, moving over to the tight ends that you don't want to see in any lineups for the fantasy semifinals. That's Dalton Schultz and Kyle Pitts.
And we'll start off with Kyle Pitts. We will not invite him to our reindeer games. I mean, listen, the guy has had 1 or 2 good games all season long. The numbers have not been great. I don't know why Arthur Smith hates him and Bijan Robinson, but he also hates our fantasy football teams. And the Colts have not allowed a tight end to score more than 11.4 points against them this year. So the ceiling is, as those of us from the Northeast say, wicked low. And then Dalton Schultz. I get it. You may have to start him as a back-end tight end 1. The position's very thin. And the Browns have gotten smoked by tight ends lately, but overall, they've still given up the 2nd fewest points to the position. So it's not a great matchup. If CJ Stroud is able to go, I feel better about Dalton Schultz. But if it's not Stroud and it's potentially Case Keenum, you may want to keep Schultz on the bench.